Good evening, people. It's 8 o'clock. It's Monday night, and that means it's the 4 Horsemen of the Toon. So here we go. God knows what we're going to get tonight. And this is our new intro as well. Good evening, everybody. This is the Toon Review. We have to thank Gunnar Rich for that over and over and over at the Positive Arsenal channel for doing that intro for me. Thanks very much, man. Really appreciate that. Guys, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah, lots of football news to get through, but just to let you know, everybody, and I will pre-warn everyone, if you're easily offended, then this is not the show for you. I guarantee it, okay? If you're easily offended, just switch off now. But if you want a good laugh, you want to have 2 hours of a good laugh on a Monday night to start your week, then stay on. But I guarantee you, Chippers has been at it again. So just prepare yourselves, okay? Before we get into the football, we may as well get a few of the comments gone because Chippers will be itching for us to read these out. Somebody's making a cup of tea in the background. I have a feeling it's your wife, Barry, but never mind.
No, not at all, mate.
Well, John...
Definitely not. It's got to be John.
It's got to be Joelinton hiding in the cupboard. Excuse me, I'm just choking.
It's all right. You choke away.
Oh, my God. Live shows what they're like.
Isn't it John supposed to be choking on Joelinton?
Oh, bad. It's too early for you to start, man. Holy cow.
You set it up too easily there.
Well, I know. Oh, God. Chipper says, John said to Joelinton, do you know the difference between jam or jelly? And then he stops. So I don't know what that's about. Andy Grace says, Q. Is that some sort of James Bond reference? I'm not so sure. Chipper says, Joelinton said to John, I want sausage and mash for tea. So John took off his pants and served on his bollocks. Chipper then said, John wanted carnation milk on his ice cream, but John said they'd run out. So he said, I preferred Joelinton juice instead. And Ryan in Canada, Barry's last name must be McCockiner, because that is what John does to Joelinton. Ryan, you're just sick. You've got the sickest stickers. And then Ryan goes on to say, the only Joelinton joke I'm going to use, it doesn't feel right to talk about West Ham and Newcastle game. If this Super League goes through, it will change football forever. So, guys, I mean, just before we get more disgusting stuff up from Chippers, Peter, your thoughts on the Super League?
What an absolute disgrace, farce, whatever you want to call it. They're only doing this for one reason, and that is because of that.
Yeah.
It's all down to greediness, and I'm absolutely disgusted at the whole situation. I mean, if this goes through, I think this is going to end in disaster.
Yeah, I have a feeling you're right.
And fans like us will be having the last laugh about it when it all goes pear-shaped.
Yeah, I have a feeling you're right. John, what's your thoughts?
I'm going to do a show tomorrow about that, but that's for the night. For me, if this move happens and it goes live, then the beautiful game will no longer be the beautiful game because football is for the fans. Football is for the people. But unfortunately, football, in my opinion, is all about, like Petey says, all about this and now else. They don't care about the fans and they don't care about lesser clubs. Let's be real about it, because the lesser clubs, the smaller clubs, rely on on the big teams like FA Cup.
Yeah, they do. They do.
And let me say this now, right? If they want to go to the Super League, go, but don't come back because you won't have your back.
Well, they still want to play in the Premier League as well, but you can see what's going to happen. They're just going to put weakened teams out because they've got a big game in the Super League the week after. I mean, I've just been watching loads of fan channels before we started this show, and from the Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, all of the fans are disgusted. They don't want to be part of it. But it's as usual, Barry. The fans don't count in this for nothing.
Yeah, I feel completely sorry for all the fans of these top 6 clubs. I feel sorry for the managers and the players for all the threats that UEFA are coming out with. They're stuck in a situation where they might not be able to go to the Euros. They might not be able to play in the Champions League semi-final or final. Might not be able to. Chelsea might not be able to play in an FA Cup final. Those players have worked hard all season to get to these situations to enjoy success, and it could be just taken away from them because an owner has got an idea that they can make more money by doing a Super League. It's an absolute disgrace. And the only other thing as well that really peeves me off is we need these 6 clubs in our Premier League. And I know a lot of people disagree with me. We don't need them. We can be successful without them. We need them. If you watch my show, Know Your Fans, everyone's favourite games, Man United 5-0, going to Arsenal and beating them, going to Old Trafford and winning 1-0, bashing Spurs 7-1. That's never going to happen again if they go. And there's no competition either. Football's all about competition. It's all about going and enjoying yourself on away days. And if you take those big 6 clubs away, you lose a lot of those away days and you lose a lot of those memories that we've all cherished over the years we've been supporting our club. And it's just, it saddens me. It really does.
Baz, can I say something else as well? I mean, I'm used, all you guys probably agree with this as well. We're used to go to away to Burnley's, away to Brighton, away to Fulham. I enjoy those games away. Now, if Newcastle, right, it's not going to happen. We're in the Super League, right? For me, I'll be done because I don't want to be playing Real Madrid every week. I don't want to be playing Juve every week or the Inter every week. Yeah, it's but again, we need the national leagues, right? Now, what they've done, and I've got to say this now, right? They're turning the Super League into the American League of Europe, the MLS. You may as well call it MLS2 because that's all it is.
It is. They're going to try and franchise everything, aren't they? That's how it's going to be. And then within a couple of years, we'll find these games being played in LA, Shanghai, all of the across the world. It's not going to be a European Super League. It's going to be a World Super League, and this is what these greedy bastard owners are looking for: is just money upon money upon money. And they're, we as fans aren't stupid. We know exactly what they're planning. They'll start off with the European Super League, and then it'll suddenly, they'll have games all over the world, and then they'll bring in other world teams. They'll bring teams from the MLS in. They'll bring teams from South America in. It's bound to happen, and they're just going to have 25, 30, 40 teams all from all over the world, playing all over the world. And it's not fair on the fans because, working class fans like Manchester United fans, Liverpool fans, these guys go out. I mean, look at what I can't remember who said it. I think it was Shankly came out with a quote, about working class and things like that, and how it's, it just takes away from what certainly Liverpool Football Club is, or Manchester United. Their fans can't afford to go all over the world, but their brand is all over the world, so they know. These new owners know if they take their clubs all over the world, they're still going to fill stadiums out. So, fans could boycott the Super League over here and say, right, well, we're not going to go. But the fact of the matter is, it's still being broadcast all over the world for millions of pounds. The owners aren't going to care because they're still raking TV money in. It's a farce.
And also, Paul, as well, I've got to say this now. You mentioned on your video today about the pandemic. To me, I thought that's a shocking time to come out and say that. People are still furloughed. People are out of work. People can't afford season tickets. You know what I mean? Have I heard people are going to boycott season tickets if this takes place? They don't want to go around the flipping world, go to Spain, Italy, all over. And you just mentioned there, it's going to happen in America, Thailand, Bangkok, all that sort of thing. And you're expecting people to find that sort of money And I'm sorry, I hope people's going to agree with this as well, especially listeners as well. They are going to push the real fans out, push them out. They're going to be left out completely, Paul. Yeah. And believe you me, right? Football will not be the same. It's all going to be the ownership and the money, and the fans will not exist. Wrong or right?
It's just a disgrace. You're right, John. It's just a disgrace. Chippers.
I just add John as well, very quickly, before you go to Chippers' sex pest stuff again.
Yes.
Point one, can you imagine a 10-year-old being able to go to America to watch a game on a Wednesday night? You know, they're absolutely killing football for the youngins because they can't travel around the world when they've got school the next day and stuff like that. And it's just taking it out of their hands. Second one, watch Ian Wright's video if you get a chance on Twitter, because he talks as a player about how he earned the right to be in a European competition and earned the right to go and play AC Milan. You only played them twice and he cherished those moments because he earned to do it. Now, you're saying to, likes of Liverpool, Man United, I'll just play Real Madrid 4 times a year. Why not? It's just it kills the competition. It kills football. It really does.
And
also, now you can go to Chippers now.
And also, it's boring as well. It's going to be so boring to watch. I'm going to be thinking they're going to play them all the time. No relegations, no promotions. And I'll tell you what, we'll be bored rigid. I'd rather have the better football any time of the day.
Yeah, there's no pressure on these teams, is there? There's no pressure on them at all. Chippers, John, what sex position did you and Joelinton perform after his goal on Saturday? Being 2-0 up against Burnley on Saturday. Yeah, shows how inept Bruce is. Why not push a centre back in the midfield and press them back? Just Steve Bruce, simple as that. Kev at the Big Toon chat says, when West Ham United scored the penalty, John choked on Joelinton's Brazilian sausage after having a cheeky nibble at 2-1. At 3-2, John bent over and it nearly came out of John's mouth after receiving it in the bum. He goes on to say, John and Joelinton, the ultimate NUFC couple. Choking is John's sexual fantasy, so he choked on Joelinton's sausage. He peeled it back and sucked so hard he nearly stuck the foreskin off like a lollipop.
Hey!
Oh, Kev. That's getting worse. Oh, dear. Dear. Oh, my God. Chippers says, John did a contribute for Joelinton. Oh, God almighty. Holy shit, Chippers. He's been waiting for this, hasn't he? He's been waiting for so long. Oh, holy cow, we got so many comments to go through here, lads. David says, hi, lads, I really look forward to this every week. I love it, Paul. It makes me laugh. Good. Kobe, I can't tell who was worse, Mike Ashley or Florentino Perez. I'm surprised Mike Ashley wasn't tweeting the big clubs to get Newcastle in for money. To be honest, if Newcastle had gone, if people have asked me today, if Newcastle had done it, what would you would have changed your thoughts on it? No, I wouldn't. I'd be just the same as I am now. I don't want my club in the Super League at all. David says, and it takes my mind off my anxiety and depression and other mental health problems. I have a start the week. Right. What is that noise in the background? Somebody is doing that.
I have no idea.
Not me.
John,
right, I'm going to put myself on mute and you can tell me if it's me, right?
It's not you. I have a feeling it's Mr. Sinclair. There it is again. It's definitely not Baz.
Not me.
Somebody's doing the hoovering or somebody's doing some steam cleaning. It's not you, Baz. Don't worry.
I can hear everything.
It's Joelinton heavy breathing under John's table. It's fine. Don't worry. You know what it is. Tom says, John, I'm thinking of buying a Labrador. Joelinton bollocks with that. Are you crazy? Have you seen how many of their owners go blind? Chippers, John, who has the better Brazil nuts, Joelinton or Cadbury's? Archer, he's starting early. Good evening, lads. What a win for the Toon. I believe that Steve Bruce and Mike Ashley are in Halifax discussing transfer business while Steve Bruce makes a massive fart and blows Mike Ashley out. Archer and his farts, man. What's he like? Archer gutted that Tash has gone. Yes, Archer shaved his Tash, which is just a disgrace to humanity.
Oh, man, I know.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully he'll come back on the fan forum tomorrow and be have a different outlook. Warren says, good evening, lads. Hope you're all well. What a mad 24 hours it's been for all the wrong reasons with the Super League bull crap. I'm disgusted with what's come out of football. Is nothing without the fans. And that's a thing, Peter. It's the fans that are going to be, really battered by this.
100%. Even fans who've been good for years and years as well. Imagine how they're going to feel as well.
I mean, I can see the hurt on the other fans' faces when I've been watching their programs tonight and all day, really. They look almost embarrassed in a way because they don't want to be part of this, because the owners are just taking it upon themselves. Nobody's bothered asking. Nobody's bothered having any fan forum or conversation with the fans to see how they feel about this. All they've done is thrown the fans under the bus and say, right, you either pay to support us all over the world, or, it doesn't matter because we know we've got the support elsewhere. And it just stinks to high heaven. Trainson says, any truth in the rumour that European Super League has been sponsored by a carpet cleaning company from Middlesbrough? The Steamers of Cleveland Super League has a bit of a ring to it. I guess it does. Peter's John Joelinton drooling wetter than a spastic's chin. My God.
Jesus Christ.
Bede, come on, man.
Wow. I think the line got crossed a little bit.
Yeah,
there.
just slightly. Dave says, everyone, strap in, belt up. It's going to be a blast. That it is. Boom, alive. Good evening, Martin. David says, I think the top 6 Premier League clubs should be gone from the league for what they've done. Stabbed every club in the back. It's interesting, Barry. We've said about the clubs being punished, and a lot of people have said, deduct the points or relegate them, whatever feels necessary. But at the same time, it's the fans that'll suffer again. If their clubs get relegated, as much as we don't like what they've done, we've got to think about the fans in all this.
Yeah, I've been saying that all day on Twitter. I've been saying the fans have got nothing to do with this. It's not fair on them. It's not fair on the players. I mean, you talk about people saying, well, dock them 20 points at the start of the season, but then that's not making the league competitive again because you're dropping 6 teams with 20 points on minus. It's not right. Yeah. It's the owners that need kicking out of the clubs, really. I mean, these 6 owners as well stopped us from getting our takeover, and then look what they've just done. That's what's really got me today. That has really peeved me off. The Premier League stuck by those 6 clubs. We won't let this takeover go through. You stick with us. We're your mates. And then, boom, stab them in the back. They look really silly now, don't they?
Yeah, for me, it's the way they've conducted themselves, like slyly behind the scenes. You know what I mean? They've done all this behind everybody's back. And that really stinks to me that these people have all had, like, Zoom calls or whatever it's been, and it hasn't been done over the last couple of months. This has gone on for a long time because there was talk about it months ago, and then that suddenly died off. It's still been going on behind the scenes, and there's no doubt about that. That this is just sly and it's awful. It's pathetic, and I just can't stand that kind of slyness. It's just gone behind everyone's back to do it, and then just coming out and announcing it.
Yeah, wasn't it 2 months ago they were talking about having the Power 6 in the Premier League as it was anyway, like giving them more say, and and then suddenly there's the new Super League. Yeah, and then suddenly there's a Super League. So obviously they had it in the background. They were testing the waters, and then boom, they've decided to throw it out there and go with it. So
of course they did. Somebody's in a public toilet, like somebody. So
definitely.
Tom says, "Hi lads, today is Saturday. Then if John and Joelinton broke up,
it's a motorbike that."
I know. Michael says, anyone else find it hypocritical? Rio said it's absurd. This Super League talk during a pandemic when he said we should buy the club only a few weeks ago. That's typical of Rio Ferdinand. He blows where the wind goes. Whatever thing he can say to make himself look good, he'll say. So I don't take whatever Rio Ferdinand says. It's all bollocks. Gary Neville, however, one of my favourite pundits, and he was before last night, but after last night, he just went to town, including his own club, and that just shows that he cares about football. John, you going to say something there?
Oh, sorry, man. Yeah, on Gary Neville. I mean, what he said, I just kept quiet, let him speak. And what he said, absolutely spot on. He really took him apart, even Liverpool as well. And what he said, word for word, is absolutely spot on. I just hope everyone takes notice what he said. And Gary Neville was talking about.
Thanks, Andy.
And I don't know what. Listen. I mean, I agree with you, Paul. He's one of my favourite pundits as well, and he knows what he's talking about. And I just hope that. Hello?
Oh.
Yeah, go on. We can hear you. It's just what came up on the screen.
We're listening.
Just,
We're listening. Don't worry.
Something about a stretched anus. I didn't read it all, really. I just... never mind.
I think that's my comment at the start of the show. That one from
yes.
Dave.
Yes. Yeah. Train Son says, Joelinton said to John, can you play a musical instrument? John said, get over here and I'll play a symphony on your skin flute. Oh, wow. Andrew says, hey guys, what news? Mourinho's a free manager. He's here next season, saying it now.
Yes. I'll take it all
Mourinho
day.
was a strange one, wasn't it? Because I think Tottenham have been waiting for an excuse to fire him, and he also came out and blatantly said that he was against this Super League, Peter. So it's given Tottenham really a way out to sack Mourinho, hasn't it?
It sounds like it. If it is true that it's all down to the Super League, then again, that just shows Daniel Levy's another parasite owner, because he's definitely a funny. And if it's down to that, then I can have sympathy.
He doesn't
with
spend his money, does Levy, does he? He doesn't like spending his money.
He doesn't really.
Mike says, is this
Definitely
a football site or gay porn? Well, Mike, Monday Night Show is just everything. It's football. It's whatever you want it to be. So just go with it, mate. Just laugh, because it's everything on a Monday night. It really is. Kick out the greedy six with plenty clubs that can replace them with rich histories. Yes, that's very, very true. And here, I'm scared, lads. I'm scared that these bastards will ruin my club, and I worry we will not be a club anymore. I don't think any of you've got much to worry about, because Bristol City aren't coming to the Premier League anytime soon. So many times you've gone against Newcastle to lose, and we've now unbeaten in 3, 7 points out of a possible 9. We're playing like Brazil. It doesn't get better than this. And you're stuck in the Championship and ain't going nowhere. So, yeah, anyway. Marks, it's nice to see John in a new room again this week. He'll be giving Joelinton a man of the match performance in the garden next week. Julie, to you. Not even Joelinton's boy pussy gargling a bloke's Muller yogurt can perk me up. This Super League news makes me feel like we've been relegated with 70% of the league. I know it does. But we have to battle on, and I think as fans we have to fight together. Rivalries aside, John, all the UK fans, European fans who don't want this Super League as well, they all need to come together, don't we?
Oh, definitely, without a doubt. Because putting rivalries aside, okay, we should all get together, and sorry, not me, and then just have a voice.
Me that time.
Let them know that we don't want this, and if they don't want to listen to us, boycott games, cancel your Sky, cancel BT, just cancel your subscribers, because all the money will go to them, and they don't like the money, don't they? Do you know what I mean? So get the fans in, nationwide fans, even Europe, and just say thanks, no thanks. Look at Germany, Bayern and Borussia Dortmund. Yeah, they said no.
Well, that's because they've got the 51% over there, haven't they? The fan owned. That's how it should be. And Germany are really at the parapet of everything, really, for how that's done. They do it so well, and it's run perfectly in Germany. Their whole league setup is fantastic, to be honest. And we could take a few lessons from that. But, it is what it is. I mean, we can boycott, we can do this, but what makes me laugh is that Sky have had that on. It literally, Sky News all day has been about this Super League, right? Yeah. But you're guaranteed when the rights come along to broadcast them, which TV station will be one of the front runners? Sky. So it's very hypocritical of them. Michael says, I bet John loves the big 6 inches of Joelinton's Brazilian sausage. Andrew says, I'm actually for the Super League, but in a different format, something like a Club World Cup. That already goes on. Not World Championship, but like a proper Club World Cup. I think I just want things how they are. Why change it? Martin keeps putting the 18 signs up. Thanks, mate. Pete says the so-called top six should be severely punished, especially during a pandemic, hacking your heads and shame. The government have already said they will intervene. I think it's going to end up in court. I've got no doubt about it. Hi, guys. It's Steve the Leicester fan. Hey, how we doing, mate? Hope you're all good. Super League stinks. It's rotten to the core. It is. Chip says, is John in a hotel room? Must be meeting Joelinton. I did think of that earlier when you came on air, John. I thought, is he in a hotel? But actually, while we're on the subject of this, John, I want to show you something that was sent to me on Twitter. Barry knows what's coming up here. This was actually taken during a stream, okay? You nipped off somewhere, and then in the background, I can only assume that something rather raunchy has been going on. So can you explain this, John Sinclair?
Oh, classic.
Who is under the bed sheets? Who is it?
What's
John?
the toy, John? What's the toy?
Yes, because under you can see where he's got the EFT legend. Just under that, there's what I can only describe as a dildo. You don't have to answer, John, if you don't want to. That's your private matters. Whatever you and Joelinton get up to is your business, my man. Tom says if the top six want to go, just let them. We won't be bothered. Well, I agree with Barry. I think we will be bothered. I don't think football will be the same if those guys weren't in the league. You know, it just wouldn't. It wouldn't be the same, and the fans as well. It's just something. You know, I just don't like it. I don't like it at all. Leon 678. There are only 12 teams. Let them bugger off, and everyone else will get on with it. Yeah, at first it's 12 teams, but they will build this. You're guaranteed that they will build this, and they'll lure people in with money. It's what these people do. You know, they're very good businessmen, and they don't care who they upset to make money. Go on, John.
Oh, can I say something as well, right? I mean, go on that. How do you think the clubs in Romania, Belgium, Holland, how do you think they're going to feel underneath that sort of thing? They build all these new stadiums, right?
Yeah.
They're not getting picked for it. They're going to be so brassed off about it. Do you know what? They're going to be so unhappy about all this. You know what I mean? And they're not going to be happy. Even the old from Glasgow clubs, Rangers and Celtic. I'm not saying all of them because it's not an all fun. But listen, I bet you Rangers and Celtic want to be in the Super League as well because of that. I'm sure.
But nobody can tell me that Ajax are not a giant in European football.
Exactly.
You know,
there was a great tweet about that.
I mean, come on. You know, I've been to Ajax. I've been to Amsterdam a few times. Been to a couple of Ajax games. It's a magical place.
It is.
Not for the reasons that Peter's just put his head down there for, but Amsterdam is a magical place, right? It really is. And, you know, the football, the ground is just bouncing. It's a fantastic place to watch football. And nobody can tell me that they're not giants. Rangers and Celtic are giants. You know, I know they play in Scotland, but they are giant football clubs. And the disrespect that it's shown to a lot of these European clubs is phenomenal. It really is. And it just makes me sick.
The other thing I don't want to see, and I've seen a lot of other fans saying this, well, if they go, we'll bring Rangers and Celtic down into the Premier League. I do not agree with that at all, because we will then be doing what the Super League are doing to us by taking two of the giants out of Scotland football.
Those Scottish teams need Rangers and Celtic, just like we kind of need these guys, you know, to stay. Yeah. And it's robbing us of them, and it's robbing us of the rivalries and the histories. All that goes out the window. It just disappears. Andrew says, by the way, did you guys see us smash Celtic? Why ain't we in the Super League? Yes, John. What happened to Celtic at the weekend?
Well, just got again. We just don't know how to beat Steven Gerrard, don't we? Because he's got us tied in knots, that guy, I'm telling you. And I'm going to be brief now. As long as Steven Gerrard is managing Rangers Football Club, we're not going to win the SPL ever again. Until this guy moves on because they've got us exactly where they want us now. You know what I mean? And also, Celtic needs a rebuilding job, a huge rebuilding job, and that means selling Edouard, for some money. He's got 12 months left on his contract. Let him go because I don't think he'll stay. And then make a huge revamp building. I mean, they need a manager there as well. Talk about Eddie Howe and Lampard. They need a decent manager up there. They don't want a puppet manager. They need a decent manager. I mean, right there, if it's Eddie Howe, Frank Lampard, get either of those in.
Yeah, it's going to be
interesting. What about Gerrard to Spurs?
I don't think he'll leave, Barry. I think
he's going to stay another year, at least another year at Rangers, just to build himself up.
Yeah, job him.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll take another job before Liverpool, though, John. I really do. I think he'll take an English team before he goes to Liverpool. It's 1-0 to Liverpool. Yeah, typical, isn't it? Chippers, Trainson says a threesome: John, Joelinton, and Lenny Henry. Lenny Henry,
hotels.
Oh, right, yes, he's in the Premier Inn, isn't he? Yes, millions of fans around the world who don't support those clubs. Exactly. Michael said, I said on the comments on your video, Paul, but for the lads, you reckon this Super League crack makes you think the Big Six had an input in the takeover decision this time last year? Yeah, of course they did. We know they did. It was obvious that the Big Six didn't want us to be taken over. They have. Obviously, now it's proven that they've had other thoughts and other beliefs about what was going to happen. Paul says, all right, fellas, if this goes ahead, one place it's going to end, and that's in tears. Yeah. David, good evening to you, mate. This whole situation is a microcosm of society today. It's all about greed, control, and the acquisition of wealth. I agree with that. Yeah, 100%. Paul says, bloody hell, John, I can see your eyes and your teeth tonight. Anyway, John, did Colgate get in touch with you?
They did, actually. They goes a call the other day. And I said to them, my teeth's okay. That I was on. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, Joelinton keeps them nice and white, doesn't he? You don't need Colgate.
Paul.
Sorry, I'm getting dragged in. I do apologise. That's just not me. That's your influence, Barry. John said the six that blocked us deserve everything that will happen to them. Let's hope the Premiership kick them out, and when it goes tits up for the so-called top six, don't come crying back. And I seen a very good tweet this morning, who said that if it goes tits up and they want to be back in the English game, start them in the National League and see how they and they have to fight their way back.
Completely, 100%.
Yeah. Promote. If the six teams have to come back to English football because it fails, then you put them 6 teams in the National League and you give the top 6 of that National League a chance in the actual Football League and promote them, and then go from there. Stephen at Geordie Talk, have you noticed Joelinton's recent upturn in form recently? It's because John promised him some nookie each time he scores a goal. Would you guys play Elliot Anderson next game? Elliot Anderson, he's not going to play. He isn't going to play for us. Bruce isn't going to put him in. Tom says, watching Sky, Neville and Carragher absolutely raging and emotional. Klopp's an interesting one for me. Because if you listen to Klopp, he's clearly not happy with this, and he's demanded a face-to-face meeting with the American guy. So it should be very, very interesting to see that, because I don't think Klopp's going to hang around if this goes on. Did
you see his interview at the start of the game?
Yeah,
he was holding back. He was wanting to let rip, but he knew he couldn't. And I think he'll walk. I know Mourinho apparently got sacked. I think Mourinho would have walked, and I think
Mourinho came out. Was one of the first managers to come out, wasn't he? And poo it. So I think that hats off to Mourinho, hats off for Klopp. You know what I mean? He hasn't walked yet, or he hasn't been fired. But he's, these people are football people. They know that how it's going to affect the fans. Klopp Klopp loves the fans. You know what I mean? He loved the fans in Dortmund. He loves the fans in Liverpool. He loves the whole football atmosphere with fans in the ground. And he knows how this is going to affect the fans. Jose does as well, which is why I've got respect for Jose, because I agree with you, Barry. I think he would have walked anyway had he not been sacked. I think Tottenham made this an excuse for him to be sacked.
Calculated decision, wasn't it?
Of course it was.
Yeah.
Chipper says, Joelinton farted cum bubbles after scoring on Saturday. Peter's drink's gone. Peter's destroyed his computer again, guys. Oh, it's gone. Oh, Peter's just soaked his living room again. Oh my God. Dear God. What's so wrong with you?
I think Chippers has probably just came now and the thought of him spitting his drink.
Oh, man. Kevin says
guys. Just got an interesting tweet from Chi Onwora, right? I need to read this out, yeah. I think this is regarding the Premier League. I've got to read this out very quickly, right? Newcastle fans have suffered from the greed of Premier League owners who now want to turn our national game and jewel of working class culture into a cash cow for the rich. I've asked the minister whether the greedy six European Super League breakaway will order past the fit and proper person's test. Well said.
I heard that today.
Bang on. Bang on.
Well, these politicians are going to have to play a big part in this because, they claim these politicians, they claim they're for the working class people, but they're not. We know what they are. Yes, we went to Eton. We had one slice of bread with surges and dipped our little eggies in, and had a wonderful time. Let's just see them fight for the working class first and see what they come out with, right? But she is a brilliant MP. She fought for Newcastle takeover. She fought for everything. She's our MP up here. She's really, really good. And there goes Joelinton again. Have you been ramming him that hard? He's got to go to the toilet every 2 minutes.
Jesus, Paul.
Anyway, the game is finished because of the filthy rich scum. I'd agree with that. Andy Gray says, good evening, lads. Time to get the fossils off the field and give the youngsters a good crack at the run. A captain should lead by example. Shelby not interested. Matt Ritchie any day for me. Matt Ritchie was superb, wasn't he, again at the weekend?
Oh, he was. And he should be given that captain's armband. I'm glad he's back at the side because he gives 110% and he grafts on that pitch. And I'm glad he's now back in the side now because I really rate the lad. He's important to our squad now.
You all wanted him out 4 weeks ago.
Shut your face, Murray. I don't recall ever saying that.
I'm going to go back through the shows and record it.
Barry, you would be such a knob. Just leave it. I didn't say anything.
I'm the one who's what a guy Matt Ritchie is.
You've got a memory like a sodden elephant, you. You're never forgetting out. Anyway, Warren was pleased that John gave Joelinton his Weetabix. Michael said, should fine each of these so-called big six hundreds of millions each. Money goes straight to grassroots and also make them reduce price for the fans for years, hurt them in the pockets. Yeah,
that's a great idea.
Yeah, it is. I actually really like that one. Tom says, what I don't get is how do those teams simply expect to be allowed to stay in their national leagues? This is the thing. They just think that they can stay in the Premier League. The goal of these people, they think they can just stay in the Premier League and nothing gets said. The Champions League is getting destroyed by this. The Europa League destroyed by this. The whole thing is getting... But these owners just think, oh, no, we'll do our own thing, but we will control everything. So we will say that we're going to stay in the Premier League. Well, no, fuck off. You know what I mean? It's just bollocks, man. Andrew says, you guys think there's a sneaky takeover happening? Mourinho's coming? Andrew, who knows? Train Son, did you see the look of relief on Joelinton's face after his goal? That is because he's escaped Mrs. Bruce's rainbow kiss for a week. Wow.
Has anyone seen a picture of Mrs. Bruce, by the way? Because I haven't.
Has anyone seen Peter? Because he seems to have
vanished. I know
vanished.
Peter's disappeared again. I think Chippers has got to him.
Well, I think he's gone to dry his living room. I think he's just flooded the place. Evening, buddy. How are you? Hope you're well, son. Keep grinding, my man. Thomas says, is that Joelinton outside your window, John, with a bra on?
Are you sure you're not in a hotel, John? Because it really is a hotel.
It looks very Premier. It looks very Premier-ish, doesn't it?
It's got a TV just there, just in the corner. It's
Or have you actually been hired by Lenny Henry to do a Premier Inn advert, John? Is that your popularity going up so much now? Colgate, Premier Inn, you're getting all the big deals here.
I know. And when these deals keep coming through as well, bring it on, baby.
Yeah. Andy says playing the same 11 teams all the time will get very boring very quickly. Yeah. It'll be like having Christmas once a week. The novelty will wear off. Yes, it will. Peter's back. Just been
sorry, I got disconnected.
Steam cleaning your living room there, Pete. Eric says Premier League clubs will just vote to kick out the so-called Big Six, and the rest of the world will let its ratings die. I just don't. We all don't agree with it. There's so much wrong with this that you could talk for hours on this and still not be done. It is just all wrong. It really is. Bede says John and Joelinton caught in the act what can only be described as naked twister. Turns out John was playing hide the sausage after the last time Joelinton snapped his sausage clean off. And there he is, Chippers himself.
You see what he's wrote though?
No.
Can't open my
eyes after himself laughing. Yeah. I think a few people would be like that. John says the players could block this from the start by saying we are not having this. We don't agree with this, so stick it. We refuse to play in this so-called league. Yeah, I hope the players do take a bit of action, but the problem is they're employed by the club. And, as an employee, you kind of have to do what you're told by the boss. You know what I mean? It's that's how it's.
One thing I said about players, if they want to be in the Euros and they're going to get banned from it, can they rip up the contracts and move to a club that's still in the Premier League so they can play in the Euros? I don't know what the legality of it is, but a player surely can just rip up his contract anytime he wants and say, don't pay me, I'm off somewhere else.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of these big name players, they've come to the Premier League, haven't they?
Yeah.
They've come to play in what is, I guess, sometimes
meant to be
known
the best league in the world.
Yeah, I don't think it is though. No, it'll be Italy for you, John.
It is
6 clubs out of the Premier League going into the Super League, so that tells you they need the English teams from it more than they need the Italian, the Spanish, the German, the French. They're ripping half of our league apart to start their Super League.
Yeah,
so.
It is. The Super League is a disgrace, said Keith. Daniel says he is Sunderland to join the ESL, the especially shit league.
I love that one, Dan, bro.
Yeah, bottle jobs. Trainson, has one of you been on the Vindaloo? No, I think it's whatever's going on in John's Premier Inn. Oh, Stephen, thank you very much. Steve, the Leicester fan, super chat. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that, mate. Thank you. The noise is Steve Bruce's belly. That's interesting. So he's got Bruce in there as well. Eric says Premier League need to kick out the self-acclaimed top six and let them have their little Super League. Dino says, I don't think it will happen, or even if they want to, it's nothing but a bargaining chip to get a bigger piece of pie from UEFA. Yeah, that's been banded around a bit. I genuinely think it's serious, though. I don't think it's a bargaining chip. I think this is going to go ahead. I think it's going to go to court, though, before anything happens. Beats is
well, they need the Premier League's decision, don't they? They need the Premier League to say, yes, you can go and do it. So the Premier League say no, that's going to go to court, isn't it? So
yeah, definitely. David says, I love Gary Neville. I always have done as a spot-on guy. He says how it is. Yes, says the man with a Joelinton 9 shirt. Matthew says, the president of the European Super League, Florentino Perez, has just shit his pants in a press conference. I'm not really. I hope he has, actually. Tangi says, a maximum wage cap could be the solution to this mess that has arrived from years of footballers saturating clubs. Again, that'll all end up in court if there's ever a wage cap in the Premier League. I believe there is in the EFL, though. Do Leagues 1 and 2 have a wage cap? I'm sure they do. I'm pretty sure they do.
I think
how does that work for teams getting relegated then? Because they're on high wages as it is.
Yeah, well, I guess they've got to get it down under the wage cap for the season coming up.
Right.
I think it's been there a couple of years now. Tangi, I agree with the wage cap should be set. Thomas says Joelinton just had a COVID test, but instead he wanted it up his behind, and then he came out positive. Honestly. Breaking news earlier today: Jose Mourinho sacked by Tottenham. Well, thanks, Matthew. That is, that is real breaking news. Ania says, "No, I'm worried about my club being bust. This will have serious implications on the Championship. It'll have serious implications on the whole of the Football League ladder, to be honest. There is no doubt about that."
Come out and said it won't. They said there will be more money given to the leagues. They've actually said that. I know that I could be completely wrong, but when I read it,
who said that though?
The guys who were doing this breakaway league, whoever it was who's running it, they said the pyramid would be looked after if they allow the teams to go. So there'd actually be more money in the English game. But again, it's that competition side of things. You take away the biggest 6 clubs out of the English league, and you're ruining our competition. And that's
it's hard to see, though, isn't it? It's hard to believe them. Any word that comes out of their mouths now after what they've done behind everybody's back. You know what I mean? Can we trust what they say? Andy says John and Joelinton. Joe and John Linton spotted in boots on Sunday wearing Pornhub t-shirts and naught else. Wow. Tom says, saw John and Joelinton at Alton Towers. John was afraid of roller coasters, but Joelinton took his hand, looked into his eyes and said, "Don't worry, I'll be with you." Hey! Archer says, a message from Bell End, Blobfish, Shithole and Tosser, aka Mike, Ashley, Steve, Bruce Lee, Charlie and Wise, the 4 members of the Telly Cockneys. F your Super League shit and stick the money up your arse. Yeah, that's one way of telling them. Dave says it could destroy all football as we know it. Yep, definitely. Dino says, maybe this ESL could be the thing to dilute the rest of the game from the lottery it has become.
Possibly. It's a quick one. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but I'm in a group chat with a load of things on Twitter. If we take away all the results against the big 6 teams, we're actually sitting 4th in the league. How mental is that?
That's crazy.
We could actually qualify for the Champions League because
hang on, Joelinton's been for another shit.
They none of all those results.
What the hell is that, John?
It's not me.
John, what is going on, mate?
It's definitely not me. But I'll go check it out. But I don't think. I'll check it out. Give us 5.
Give us 5. I know where he's going. He's going for a cheeky one in the bathroom. About Joelinton. Kevin says, a 64 chocolate block teat. I'm York bound yesterday with all the Wesley Leeds caravanners on the way back from Filey. Bastards taking all the fucking £1 cheap sunglasses as well. Peter, your internet seems a bit weird tonight as well.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
There's a bit of a delay on yours, like. Never mind. Matthew says, today I saw Jose Mourinho walk into my work when I was on my break. He asked me if there was any Portuguese tarts anywhere. I said no, and he screamed and jumped out of the window. Okay.
That's a bit mental.
That's fair enough. Andrew says they need to introduce a new cup for the English leagues. They don't. They need to just bollocks to the Super League, basically. How scary does John's curtains look, by the way? You just expect Joelinton's head to pop around the money and say, "Here's Joey." Oh my God. Tom says, I don't think it will. I think the clubs will control their own broadcasting rights. Well, they'll control everything, won't they? Warren says, apart from Leicester winning the league in 2016, when was the last time a team outside the top 6 actually won anything?
Well, there's the FA Cups, but not the league.
Yeah. Kevin says the German Bundesliga is the... Can you all hear that noise?
I can, yeah.
I can't actually, to be honest.
Toilet or something.
You can't, Peter.
Oh.
No, actually, I'm very surprised here, can it?
Emil Kraft's in Peter's bedroom. Anyway, PSG are getting plaudits for not joining up, but you can guarantee after the Qatar World Cup they will. Well, you know, I think that's one of the big reasons, obviously, that they haven't is because of the World Cup. But I guess only time will tell on that one. Maybe Bruce gets his dream of managing Man United. They can't go down. Yes, there's no relegation. Steve Bruce would be an awesome manager to have at any club in that Super League. So if the Super League does take off, Please, somebody come and take Steve Bruce away from Newcastle. We will not cry about it, I promise you. Thomas said, it would be nice to see us in the top 6, but it isn't fair for United Liverpool youngsters that haven't been to a Premier League game all their life. I just think it's not fair to anybody. John said to Joelinton, spit or swallow. David says, fuck off to your shit Super Leagues. And Kevin says, Paul, this will not be done. Okay. Sound a bit like Darth Vader there. This will not be done. Matthew says, I'm going to guess all of your middle names. Paul is David. PD Proudlocks is Thomas. Barry's is Sam. And John's is Lee. You're wrong on mine.
He's wrong on mine as well.
Name, so he's definitely wrong.
Yeah. God knows what John's is because he seems to have he's probably flushed himself down the toilet now. He's been gone that long. Or he's brushing his teeth again. Andrew says, what's the score prediction on the weekend? I got, kid you not, Toon to win 2-1 at Anfield. Oh, my God. Andrew, come on. Andy says, John, is that Joelinton's love juice on the curtain behind you? Oh, my God. Will you have a word with Andy, please? It's getting worse.
He is. Oh, you can get worse than that as well. All right.
Chip has just sent us something.
Go on.
Oh, it's the dildo thing, isn't it? I refuse to put it up.
Anyone see that?
Entering dildo. Oh, good God. Where does he find this stuff from? Honestly, the man is just sick in the head. Happy Feet says the ESL team should be automatically relegated with 6 championship teams coming up. I'd love to see old rivalries in the Premier League, even Sunderland. No, I think they should be right down the National League, not the Championship, but the National League. We've got to fight back. John?
Yeah, Paul, I totally agree with you there. I just look at that comment now, sort of thing. The 6 championship teams coming up. Yeah, I think if you choose those 6 big clubs with a history, a Nottingham Forest, a Derby, and
no, they're at the bottom of the league. They can sod off. It should be the top 6 in the championship. They're there for the right. Barnsley,
like the Barnsleys, the Swanseas, the Brentford sort of thing. Yeah, top 6, get them up. Get them up.
Yeah. No relegations. Get them up. Get the 6 national teams up, like Paul said, and get the big clubs down into the National League.
Exactly. Yeah. And if they want to come back, start again from the bottom. We don't want you. Do you know what I mean? And we see how they are then.
I mean, John makes a good point there. How is Spurs top 6? They haven't won the league in 60 years. And Arsenal are mid-table. Arsenal haven't been up the top for a long time. And, so how can we say that it's the big 6? It just isn't. Andrew says, how we wasn't thought of, never known, and Ajax. Rangers and Ajax he's talking about there. Tangy says, Joelinton's pet donkey is under the sheets. Yeah. This little piggy went to market. This little one had jam and bread, and this little one had none of this. Little one said, fuck off, and this little one went, mrah. Well, that's Matthew, that's tremendous. I mean, honestly, that's one of the greatest comments ever on this show. Shouldn't Nottingham Forest not qualify since they've won more European trophies than half of these 12 teams? That was put out on Twitter today as well. Nottingham Forest, why are they suddenly shoved to the back of the tree? Chipper says, Ipswich Town. Yeah. John uses a dildo with a Joelinton sex doll whilst he's at training. The Dugout Football Channel says, evening lads, as a Liverpool fan, I'm really angry and upset. The football tonight is irrelevant now. It's like a glorified friendly, just pure money greed from these money-grabbing leeches. Well, that's from a Liverpool fan, so there you go. It's pretty much sums up how... No, they don't. It's summing up how pretty much all of the fan base feel at the minute. Kevin says, Andrew, how on earth can you think us to be thought of? We don't want it and we aren't a big club. Happy Feet says, frankly, I wouldn't want to be in it. I want NUFC to work their way there. And to be fair, that's what Robbie said on the FTV. He said that clubs want, genuine fans want their clubs to be there on merit and not pay the way in. Like he said, if West Ham and Leicester make the Champions League next season, it's because they've done it on merit and finished in the top 4. Not entering this crazy European Super League, and it's so unfair to these clubs. It's just the whole thing just stinks.
Yeah, honestly, watch the Ian Wright video because he sums it up perfectly as an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, Jules says, "Turn the dildo off, John. We can hear it." Matthew said, "Did John have his chicken korma at the weekend?"
The chicken
Oh,
korma,
that's
right?
disgusting.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Kevin says Ajax is a magic club. All Dutch clubs fans bounce. We know that. Yes. Ajax have supposedly been invited to join already. No, they haven't. They turned it down. They weren't. They'd actually turned it down before they were even offered the chance. But Ajax are a proper run club and have been for pretty much all my life. I know that much. I've got nothing but respect for Ajax, and they're one of my sort of European teams that I follow. So it's good to see them telling them to get lost in a way. Joelinton has been spotted riding
systems, haven't they?
Yeah, brilliant youth system. Joelinton has been spotted riding around the Toon in a go-kart shouting, "Who wants to eat my shit?" Why? Why would anybody do that or even think of it, Matthew?
Worse.
Wow. Keith says Nottingham Forest have won the European Cup twice. Exactly, we just mentioned them. Bede said, "I can't see this having legs. It would cripple the Premier League." A lot of people have said, Newcastle fans especially, that it's come round and bit the Premier League on the arse. They listened to the Big Six during our takeover bid, and then now it's gone sort of in reverse. But Celtic are a struggling club at present, says Kevin. I think they are, actually, to be fair, struggling in terms of catching Rangers. The English national team will have to have Wilson. Yes, because Harry Kane can rot. And what's going to happen to Shearer's record? Harry Kane's going to get nowhere near it now. So...
Yeah, but the Super League will just non and void all records, though, won't they? They won't be talked about. Just like all the goals that everyone scored in League One when it was the biggest league. Shearer scored, 18 goals in League One, and they never got counted when the Premier League started. That's what I fear. It's all those records gone.
Michael says John has enough money to put up this Super League from his Colgate contract. Kevin says he's gone and brushed them again. They are looking a bit brighter than they were from the start of the show, John, I have to say.
Not me.
Has anybody else noticed that, or is that just me?
Yeah, I would say they do.
The two definitely look brighter. Ryan says, "I saw the Doncaster fan from Peter's video crying on the football terrace yesterday about the ESL. So sad." Connor says, "Harry, boys, I've only watched this for 10 minutes and straight away I started laughing, but I am a Newcastle fan and always will be, and I think Matt Ritchie has been Newcastle's best player apart from ASM." Well, welcome to the show, Connor. I hope you get yourself subscribed, matey. If you do enjoy the show, please do smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. And the other guys' channel links are all down in the description as well. So go and get yourself subscribed to everyone else as well. Tony says, "Looks like we won't be the only club in court versus the Premier League." Yeah, they're going to have a busy time. I seriously think Muto is better than Joelinton. Wasted opportunity. John, I'll let you answer that.
He plays fair bad on loan, isn't he? I mean, I don't know how many goals he scored this season in the Spanish League. I don't watch a lot of Spanish League nowadays, but I know the team's bottom of the table and all that's a fact. But out of the two, I think Muto deserves another chance. I really do. Yeah. I like his running. I like his movement. I like his pace. He's got a cracking goal against Man U a couple of seasons ago. But listen, end of the day, he deserves another chance. I mean, he's got 12 months left on his contract. He comes back. So I'll give him a chance.
Yeah.
Have you heard Alan Shearer's comments?
Yeah, I've seen them before. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Hang on.
He's spot on. If they come back, start them at National League is too high. Start them right at the bottom of the tiers, level 12. Wow. That can you imagine Man United down in Man City in level 12? Jesus. I don't think they'll be able to bring the big names that they think they could were down there, I tell you. Beat says, "Lads, do you think we will stick with the same formation and personnel? I just hope he doesn't put the shackles on like he did against West Ham second half." Peter, what do you think of the second half performance?
Well, it was sitting back, wasn't it? Let them come and invite the pressure. They get a goal back, and then we concede a penalty, and you're thinking, "Oh my word, here we go." But straight after that, we woke up again. And we got that third goal. I mean, you wonder what did Bruce say to them at half time?
Yeah. I mean, it just went backwards, didn't it? It really did. I mean, it was awful. It was really awful. David says the Super League has pulled everyone's pants down and done them hard and dry up the crinkly scone cutter. Apparently, John was a consultant on the process. Ania says, R.I.P. to Peter's floorboards. This is obviously talking about you spitting your drink out. A lot of comments about that. Laughing at you, Peter. Well, if they kick the 6 out, means we probably don't go down. We're not going down anyway. Train Son, if Muto comes back and takes Joelinton's place, I can see a Beatles situation happening. John and Yoko will be John and Muto. Troll says you shouldn't say bang on, John. I get it. Judy, thank you very much for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Thank you. What did Joelinton say to King Kong? Is it in yet? Also, smash the like button, you deviants. Very well said, Judy, and thank you again for the super chat. If you do feel like donating, guys, hit that super chat button, and obviously your comment comes up in all flashy colours and things like that as well. Kobe says, what will the score be against the Merseyside Reds at the weekend?
Ooh. I thought we always save ours to the end.
Yeah, we are.
In the middle.
We are. Keith says, no steamers tonight. Well, not yet. Not yet. We've still got an hour of the show left to go, though. Chipper says, wonder if Bruce will have the balls to admit he is wrong for slagging off Richie and Longstaff. No confidence them to return and has shown an upturn in results. Wow, Chip is actually talking about football on the Monday night. Wow. Yeah. I don't. He'll not apologise. He'll never apologise because it's all about him. And Peter's gone again.
Maybe it's Peter doing the noise with his internet connection and stuff.
I think
he doesn't realise it because he's the only one who can't hear it as well.
He thinks he's off camera as well, by the way.
He does as well. Can I just say, isn't it great watching Matt Ritchie when he puts a ball in the box and he heads it?
I know. He literally heads it. Peter, what is going on?
I don't know.
You normally have a pretty stable connection.
Oh, it's just been a pig the night.
Okay. Judy says, just noticed I've never seen Joelinton and Harvey Price in the same place at the same time. Hey. They're both blind and just dribble. Oh, my God.
Judy, where did that come from?
Judy. Wow. Wow.
Brilliant.
Dipping your toast in the yolk. Are you talking about John and Joe again? Oh, my God. Oh, Andrew, we're not talking about the match yet. If Leeds get ahead tonight, will Liverpool walk off the pitch saying they're too big to lose? Good point.
That's a good one.
John's shirt is to remind John. John's shirt is to remind John to get ribbed condoms for his pleasure.
Oh, that's brilliant.
You do like that jumper, don't you, John? It's nice and ribbed, isn't it? Good evening, Jonathan. Judy says, a clean joke for you then. What's the fastest animal on the planet? A pregnant mare. It has 2 horsepower.
Oh, Jesus.
God almighty. That's like a dad joke now, Judy. Just Googled Rainbow Kiss in case I was imagining it. Not my. Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
I told you it could get worse. Just
Andy, you have a problem, mate. You have a problem. You have a real problem. Oh, crikey, Moses, man. I've lost my comments again now because of that. There we are. I found it. Andrew says, I actually think it's a good idea, but they've gone about it the wrong way. Should be a new competition every summer. Nah, not happy. Nah.
Because in the Euros, the World Cup, you're getting in the way of that. It's just, it doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. Just leave things how they are. It's fine the way it is. Liverpool refused to wear the shirts Leeds wore before the game. Dear. They could revamp the World Cup. No, leave it. Kevin says, one thing's for sure, Paul. John won't get sponsor for Head and Shoulders. His shiny bonce has been given the once over with Big Joelinton special. Judy says, Spurs looking out for a very special one. Harvey Price is the bookie's favourite. I shouldn't laugh at that. I'm really not going to laugh at that. Peter's disgusted. Look at Peter's face. He's absolutely wronged by that, Judy. You've horrified Peter with that. Barry's lost it, but
Judy, that's the sort of thing you put in a private comment.
Yeah. Beat says, is John on a stakeout in that hotel room whilst watching the physio rub Joelinton's groin during training? He's on a stakeout. Tony says, did you hear that the Premier League have called a Zoom meeting tomorrow for all teams except the so-called Big Six? Yes, they have. The teams that have decided to go into the Super League have been left out of the Premier League meeting tomorrow. Lenny Henry is going to ride John's chopper and Joelinton will walk in on it and do windmills with his wanger. John Carver still thinks he's the best manager in the Super League. Joelinton just spotted eating steaming hot sausages. And he says no more wage caps. They did have not one. They did have not anymore. Okay, fair enough.
Right, all right, Robin.
And Annie, to be fair, will know all about the EFL because that's where Bristol City is staying. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Annie.
I'm doing a special show tomorrow on European Super League at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. I've got some guests coming on. Andrew, that's one of them. And I've got Luke, Forest fan. I've also got Daniel, he's a Newcastle fan, and also an Arsenal fan on my channel too. So I've got 4.
Have you told them that you'll be wearing your ribbed jumper, John? For that special occasion.
Oh yes.
He's even just tweeted it out 32 seconds ago, the exact same line he's just quoted on the show.
That's what he does. Whenever he goes on people's shows, he's too busy bloody tweeting. That's why he's got his head down all the time. He doesn't pay attention. John, look at the camera. You're live on telly. He's too busy sodding off signing these Colgate contracts, cleaning his teeth, rubbing his blunts. Christ, enough's enough, John. You know what I'm saying? We know. No, that's where he is now. He's in the Ritz Hotel or something in London. Colgate put him up for the night, right? But he can't tell us because he's above us now. He's going to be sitting in a throne on the show next week. Stephen says the noise is Joelinton using the vibrator in the hope it'll turn John on for some sex tonight. Michael says Bruce is the cameraman to film John and Joelinton's OnlyFans stream tonight in that hotel room. Shelby is there to towel them down between scenes. To be fair, that's probably all Shelby's good at the minute. To be fair, you know, he's not the Barry searched Bruce eating cake from Matilda, and it's Bruce as a child. Oh, God, I think I know what's coming.
I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Right.
Michael says
so
update
Bruce.
Bruce eating cake from Matilda. Michael says update on John's OnlyFans stream. Joelinton is performing a screaming eagle on them. What's I don't know what a screaming eagle is. Hands up. My mind is too clean for that sort of stuff, Michael. But if one of you wants to look up what a screaming eagle is, then you feel free, guys.
Definitely not doing that. This is bad enough, I think.
David says I've also got an England top of number 2 Gary Neville on the back. Dear God. Alex said the government have came out today and said they will do everything in their power to stop the Super League, and they will act if UEFA cannot. That's why I believe it will be going to the European Court of Law, John.
Yes, it's going to get so messy, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Look what.
Hey, put your mobile up here.
Right, Barry, put it down and we'll get done for copyright.
True, yeah.
Go on, John, you were saying, mate?
No, I was just saying this is going to get so messy. Like you said, Paul, it's never going to go to court, this. And where will it go to court? It could take months. It could take a year sort of thing. But one thing for certain, it's going to take a hell of a long time. This will get messy. And who's going to win the day? I just do not know. But apparently, as well, UEFA said as well, if you don't comply, there's going to be sanctions against them. So I agree. It's going to be. But one thing I will say,
Are we actually talking about football again?
just briefly, Barry. Just briefly.
They got arbitration court to face as well about a takeover as well. It's not going to affect us, Paul, as well. The takeover now, it's not going to affect us.
Well, I mean,
I think it will.
I don't know. I think it may have consequences at some point.
The price of the club will go down, won't it? If they
well, I would have thought so. Yeah,
title.
if they're not in the big Super League, they're only in the Premier League now. It's ridiculous. Truls says it's Mo Locker rewinding his camera that's the noise. Is he rewinding his camera? Oh, that's interesting, Peter, because we've picked this one up.
I can't. Right, I've got a bone to pick with you, Mr. Morlock.
Yes, I know what you're going to say, Barry.
Taking pictures with good players. I'm telling you, if he gets injured or he plays bad next week, that is on you, mate.
Matt Ritchie actually looks like he's going to stick the nut on him, doesn't he? He's like, get out my face. Hey, dear me. Happy days. Let's see. Matthew says, big fan of John's channel. Great footballing guy. A good laugh, and he's always spot on. There you go. And ladies and gentlemen, Matthew also works for Colgate. Mike says, big question will be for us, will Bruce get a 5-year contract?
It's
bound to happen. I bloody hope not.
I'll just say something about that as well. If he does get a new contract as well, sort of thing, like, for me, I think we're all going to be done. I'm done out of here if he gets a new 5-year contract. If he does that, that tells us everything that you need to know about Mike Ashley. It's personal to him and the fans. He lost the dressing room, and I still think he's lost the dressing room, by the way. The players don't want to play loose, right? Yeah. But yet, Ashley's taking no notice whatsoever. Any other club, and I mentioned this before, he'll be gone. He'll be gone. But Newcastle does things differently. Ashley do not care. But one of these days, it's going to explode upon his face. I'll just leave it.
You know all about that, John. You really say the wrong things, John.
I'm not being real. I mean,
it was settled perfectly.
Oh, my God. Hey, I was just going to say, if you look at John's jumper, right, if you look at it for like 5 seconds, you start feeling really like dizzy. I'm sure that's how he lures Joelinton into his activities.
Doesn't need Rehypnol. He's got his jumper.
He's got his ribbed jumper for the perfect, pleasurable experience. I should do voiceovers for condoms, shouldn't I? If they threw away all the Big Six's titles, we'd get 6 Premier League titles.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Layla, the first time we've heard from Layla tonight. Peter's biggest fan. What's your thoughts on Leicester reaching the FA Cup final and 3rd in the league? They're having a tremendous season. Again. Yeah,
certainly are.
Kevin says, has Colgate John gone to brush his teeth again? That noise is his toothbrush charger. Andrew says Rodgers manager of the season. Thomas says Joelinton must be doing a hot Cleveland steamer.
Oh no.
Matthew says I think we should replace the Champions League with a better one, a more fairer competition for everyone. It's called IFAMST. It stands for I fancy a massive shite tonight. Nice. Michael says the noise is Joelinton using the hairdryer blowing out the cum John has put in his hair.
Look, I didn't take a drink just there.
No, I know. Please, Peter, be careful. You've already soaked your living room once. Matthew says back in the day, Sky Sports used to be called the Garlic Bread News Channel. John having fun with Joelinton off camera. Andrew says, Paul, why not? Why can't we win? Positive, keep the run going. Well, we'll see, won't we? We'll see. It depends what team he puts out. We'll talk about that in the last 10 minutes.
Is ASM going to be fit?
Exactly.
That's the big question.
Layla says, John is so unknown, like the British weather. Joelinton shouting upstairs, help, I'm sick. I've drank too much bum juice, John. Have you given Joelinton his Cocoa Puffs and his nappies?
Good. I was going to say, going back to ASM, if you think he's got an injury, did anyone see he was in town was near Monument?
Yes. Yeah.
Near one of the pubs?
Yeah. He was out drinking,
wasn't he? Has he got an injury?
Yeah. It's all
grip
cock and Jacob Murphy and Willock have the same haircut. That's very...
No, they do,
You know, Thomas, I will sleep so much better tonight knowing that, mate. That is a fantastic comment to make. Kevin says, "Where's fucking Colgate John gone?" He's back now, but obviously this was when John, you just went for your little, sausage play. David says, "Is the SM okay after Saturday?" We just said that we don't know yet. We'll have to wait. What's each of your winners for the Euros? Yeah, you mentioned you want Turkey, but there's no chance of that. John, what's that white stuff on your lip? Appeared when you came back. Interesting.
Wow.
Interesting.
Very.
Yeah. Joelinton up a tree, jacking off. John walks by and looks up and says, "Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain."
Hey.
I think the sound is John's washing machine with Joelinton's special sock in it. Tangy says, "I remember a time when teams could only field 3 foreign players. It encourages homegrown talent and it doesn't totally discriminate freedom of movement of foreign players." Yeah, I remember that. But sadly, times have well and truly changed now. John cuts out the bottom of the wheelie bin, ice baths at the training ground to suck on Joelinton's toes as Bruce watches on eating his pie. Connor says, "Do you think Manquillo and Fernandez will make good bodyguards since they're good players?"
Very cool.
I'm not sure. I see the
I'm not sure about Mank.
I'm not sure about bodyguards, to be honest. Where's that come from? Bodyguards for who? Well, obviously John will need his own bodyguard shortly with all the money he's getting and sponsorship deals. You know, next time he does the show, he'll be pulling up outside one of these massive big Trump Tower hotels or something in the States. He'll be getting out of a limo. He'll have about 4 ladies off each arm, like the pimp he is, and he'll just walk in, and then he'll give that glint of the camera, and his teeth will sparkle, and he'll turn around and go, "It's Colgate," and then walk off. I don't know where the hell that came from.
I don't need myself a new chin, though. That's the thing. I need it.
A new chin?
Yeah, I need to buy a new chin.
Penalty. Could be a penalty to Leeds.
A chin? I thought you said you need a new chin.
No, new chin.
Christ, I thought you were going to get some work done there. Layla says, "John looking care and giving special treatment to Joelinton and a new haircut, looking fresh as a daisy."
Oh, dear.
There's VAR going on, okay.
Watch it, though. Look, handball. Ooh.
Yeah, but don't show too much, Barry. We'll get...
You can't copyright this because this is a legal stream.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fair enough. Taylor said they're destroying football like John's destroying Joelinton. No wonder he's just started to score. Thomas says John and Joelinton have been spotted singing this song to each other. 2 fat sausages frying in a pan. One went pop and the other went bang in their hot tub. Flaming hell. Just seen Eddie Howe at Crystal Palace training ground.
Ooh,
I think I really think. Well, I mean, I think we touched on this last week. We said that Eddie Howe would probably be a perfect fit for Crystal Palace, wouldn't he? It's kind of that kind of club seems that, because I don't think he's going to Celtic. I don't think he'll go there. I really don't.
Someone said Mourinho to Palace to me today, which I couldn't see. But
nah. Perez has been seen gulping semen at the docks in Southampton.
Oh, geez.
I love that the Premier League are going to have to eat some humble pie, especially the mute masters. Yeah, he's got a lot to answer for. Ed says the Big Six opposed our takeover because they've been planning this for years. I knew they weren't far from announcing it. Yeah, I agree. This has definitely been going on way longer, undoubtedly. And Happy Feet says John's teeth. He hasn't finished whatever he was saying there, or does anybody? Can anybody
just John's teeth? Like he's laughing. I don't know.
Oh, John's teeth. Yeah. Well done, Barry. Kane said he's going to leave Spurs if Tottenham don't get the Champions League. So does that mean if they go into the Super League, they're not playing the Champions League? Does that mean he's going to leave Spurs?
I think he's done that. I think he's done. I think he'll be gone at the end of the season. I mean, we want to play in the Super League as well. If there's a so-called Super League, you want to go there as well, but I can't see it.
Yeah. Mourinho packed his bags more than Joelinton screamed for help for John. John swallowed a light bulb, says Andy. Jesus Christ. Happy features. I'll be looking for John Staines on Joelinton's shirt next game. Leicester are better than Arsenal. Thoughts, better recruitment, better owners, better manager, and the best young French centre back in Fofana. Fofana is a class player. Peter?
Yeah, I've watched him play and he looks really good. He does look really good.
Do you think Leicester were approached and they might have said no, and that's why it's gone under the radar? Because Leicester are a far bigger team than most of the teams they've been.
Well, they are, but
mentioned.
I don't think they would have been approached. I think that the six that have been approached are what's commonly perceived in Europe as the big six in England. You know, no matter where they are, it seems like no matter where they are in the league, they're perceived as the big six and always will be. Just before we go on, the draw has actually been made for the Newcastle United shirt. My son did it when he came home just before he went to his mum's house. I put all the names in a hat this time. There was about 62 names in there. But obviously, whoever paid more than a fiver, their names went in 2, 3, 4 times. Barry, I think you had about 27 names in there. And the winner of the I'll wait till the toilet's flushed. John, get off your phone and pay attention. This is a big announcement. Right. The winner of the Newcastle United Alan Shearer shirt is Barry Thomas.
Yes! No way!
Could you bloody believe it? Barry won the shirt. After last time as well, when he celebrated too early, I thought, nah, he's not. He's got no chance of winning this. And my son unravelled and he went, Barry. And I went, oh, God, what's the surname? Because I thought it might be Barry, the original winner, but it wasn't. It was Thomas. So if you send us your address... not bad, eh? But it's going to a good cause, though, bud. So if you send us your address, I'll get that down to you. But well done. You know, I mean, I couldn't bloody believe it. I thought, Christ almighty.
Deserve it after last week.
Well, some may say it was funny, denied by VAR, and then never mind. Joelinton's under John's desk again, clearly, because he keeps looking down, doesn't he? I think everybody's picked up on that. Next 10 minutes or so, we'll just see a massive white fountain, be like Las Vegas.
Never know.
Kevin says Ajax are a class act. They're a first club that started mini soccer with kids years before anyone did. It's pure footy, one of the best run clubs forever. When they sell, they have another to fit in. Yeah, they do. They just keep churning them out. Second half against West Ham was dross until the last 15 minutes. What did the Cabbage say to the team at half time? Well, he obviously sent them out fully motivated and ready to win a football match, didn't he? It was probably the worst. He's just so bad at team talks. He really is. He's terrible. And somebody's really got the runs tonight.
I was absolutely disgusted with that second half. I really was. I went on a bit of a rant when me and John went live after it.
I watched your show. I watched your show back and seen how. Yeah, it was dreadful. Actually, it was absolutely terrible. Joelinton has a new flavour of toothpaste for John called Cumgate. Oh my God. Oh dear.
Oh man.
Andrew wants to know who is the sexiest woman in the world.
Oh.
In general, or
yes, in general, he's just saying in the world. Who is the sexiest woman
right
in
now?
the world? Yeah.
Shell Keegan.
Wow. Okay, John.
Oh, so many in the name.
Jordan. Well, you try not to upset Joelinton's feelings here.
He quite obviously he's not, is he? He's really like.
Oh man.
What about you, Peter?
Don't let Peter and come back. I'll have a think. Come back to you.
I think I've got to go with what Barry said, Michelle Keegan. You see that she's like.
All right, fair enough. John, back to you.
Yeah, I'll go either Michelle or I'll go
Joelinton.
Notice how his internet goes funny when he says it.
Yeah.
Right.
So you couldn't understand. Did you just say Megan Fox?
She's up there.
She is hot.
Yeah. Okay.
She's up.
Right. Well, for me, it's my fiance.
Oh, there it is.
Right. Chipper
Can't
says,
hear you, Paul. She's not going to watch it. You can say what you
she
want.
bloody does. She does. But she is as well, by the way. Thank you very much. You know, she did pull me, remember. Does Peter have a Joelinton 9 top on?
No, I don't.
Who is on the back
That
of
was
your
number
shirt,
8,
Pete?
wasn't it?
I've just got it. I've got number 9 and my PD Proudlock on the back.
Nice, nice. Darlow linked with Watford, apparently. Lewis says, even lads, hope you're all well.
As well.
What do you lads think the punishment should be for these clubs thinking of jumping ship to the Super League?
Well, I think,
drop them into the National League as far as I'm concerned.
Just take them out.
Yeah. Just saw a photo of Steve Bruce and Joelinton. Never been more flaccid in my life. David says, I find all this talk about John and Joelinton disgusting. Nearly put my sister off her stroke giving.
That is right. That is gone far too far.
David, my God, man. Oh, Jesus wept.
If you'd put stepsister in, then that would have been all right. But that is wrong.
Oh, God. Dear me. Paul, what is on the back of PD's shirt? I can see a number 9, but does it say Joelinton? No, it says PD Proudlock. Unfortunately, it isn't as sad as you, David, getting Joelinton put on it.
Exactly.
Andy said, sorry, the comments are a bit crude tonight. I've been a bit down. My ex-girlfriend broke up with me. She said I was too dirty in bed. I nearly spat her piss out when she told me.
That's an oldie bit of dirty. You never heard that before?
Oh my God, no!
Oh, he's been telling that for the last 10 years.
Sky Sports said today that the Premier League chairman is on board with the Super League. All 6 teams need deducting points and banned from playing European and Champions League. Well, you know, I mean, money men. The last 24 hours have been a shitstorm, a bit like John and Joe's sex life. I think I can see a clothless Joelinton in the back of Paul's camera. Well, all that's behind me, I can guarantee you, is a big green screen. So it's definitely not a Joelinton. Andrew says, love to go on your shows, guys, one day. Thanks for making me laugh today. Take care, guys. Thank you very much, mate. Change them curtains. He can't because he's in the Premier Inn. If you were watching earlier, Lenny Henry has now sponsored him. Colgate has sponsored him. Next, he'll be sponsored by some kind of shoe polish, but for your head. Because, you know, I mean, it's just, look at John. I mean, he's just the epitome of a man, you know, bright white teeth. He's just the physicality of the man. Now we can see what Joelinton loves about him. You know, he's got them big beady eyes that just say, come to me, Joe. He's got the jumper which sends Joe into a spin. You know, it's just, I'm amazed it's still black because I thought it might have been a bit white by now, but he's obviously washed it a few times. Ed said, oh, God, guys, thanks for the laugh. Really needed it after seething all day. You're very welcome, Ed. Seriously, John, what's your lube of choice? Asking for a friend. Don't get him to answer that because you'll probably get a sponsorship from Durex next. You just know it's coming. On the Antiques Roadshow, a woman took a picture with a former queen and her husband having a rainbow kiss. The man said he was pretty sure it was a piece of Victorian period art. Dear God.
Well done.
Oh, no. Kevin says, hey, got a brainwave. Why doesn't every country have its own competition? Top 4 teams go into a European Super League. Next 2 go into a Super League Division 2. If you're shit in Super League 1, you get a second chance. Hey, that is a perfect plan, and that sounds like it would work a treat. It really does. John was licking Joelinton's WAP. It's called Champions League in Europa League. John and Joelinton cuddling on bed watching dirty movies. They're probably on the Premier Inn. I'd love to see John's hotel bill in the morning. What's your opinion on Steve Bruce considering... Nice try, mate. John said to Joelinton, take me to heaven. Joelinton said, I'll take you up the Marmite motorway. God almighty. This is where we're going now. Richie looks like my neighbour, obviously showing that beautiful picture there of Matt Ritchie, and apparently Matt Ritchie looks like Thomas's neighbour. So there we go. John and Joelinton at Whitley Bay having a screaming orgasm cocktail and sex on the beach. Joelinton is going to come flying through that window, fully naked with a cape, saying, "I'm ready to lose my virginity." God.
Wow.
Ed says, "I think it's time for the little magpie to come back to Bobby's home."
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, definitely. Alex says, "Not sure if this is true." Yeah. Not sure if this is true, but news on Twitter just broke that all Super League teams' Champions League trophies will be converted to Super League trophies, meaning Real Madrid will have 13, etc. They can't do that. That's just another kick in the bollocks for everybody, really, isn't it? Talk is Bruce is getting an 8-year contract. I agree, Alex. It's a disgrace. Joelinton hopes John will explode all over his face. Troll says a bit of voodoo and the ribbed shirt, and John's weekend is saved. And then Chitter says volcano Joelinton exploded on John's face. Well, maybe it's not tonight because he's still got a black jumper on. John, I heard Joelinton is going to give you a good waxing before bed tonight. John, can I ask you a serious question?
Go for it,
do you wax your head, or do you shave it, or do you just not have any more hair?
I shave my head once a week, and
you shave it once a week.
Yeah, and I just put a little cream on top of it, and
So, what made you want to go bald? No, I'm genuinely asking this. I'm not taking a piss.
It's just when he says you put a little bit of cream on top of it.
Yeah, we know what cream he uses, Barry.
If I grow my hair, I love to have an afro. I'd love to have an afro, one day. You never know.
Oh my God, how good would John look with an afro, guys?
Could be Joelinton's twin.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? I mean, Jesus. I must admit, though, John, I know your pain, mate, because if I grow my hair, I'm like a white Jamaican because my hair just goes up. It literally just grows up. So, that's why I keep it. Plus the fact I'm balding at the back now. So, I don't have a choice anymore. Joelinton makes John put his ribbed jumper on, a long straight black wig, and sing Chain Reaction to him.
Listen, don't murder that song. It's Diana Ross sang a great song of that version.
She did indeed. Simon says, "Why can't you get a cup of tea at St James's Park? Because all the mugs are in the dugout and all the cups are at Old Trafford." Oh my God. John's teeth are so white as there is a second coat of... no. I don't want to see, Taylor, you've killed Peter tonight. You've killed him. You've killed him dead.
If you think Chibas is that bad, he's got to be up there, man.
Yeah. Michael says John is going to treat Joelinton by taking his rib jumper off and going bareback if he scores this weekend. John is sponsored by Colgate and Lubricant. Have you noticed after 9 o'clock it just goes to pot this show?
Oh, yes.
Train Son, after a pre-match session with John, a failure to hit the target left Joelinton looking like a Brazilian Dickie Davies.
Oh, he's host well with the spot.
He did. Yes.
He was.
John will be putting Colgate on Joelinton's wanger to fuel his special needs. Oh, my God. John went down on Joelinton and came up for air looking.
Finish it. Oh, he's hit the bar. Leeds have hit the bar. Twats.
Oh.
Yeah. Kevin says John needs a new chin after Joelinton wore it out, bouncing things on it. Right. Bede says John went down on Joelinton and came up for air looking like Susan Boyle. Oh my God. Chipper says, John, do you put that water bottle up Joelinton's ass? Chippers, I think that's a Premier Inn property, a bottle of water in the background. So I don't think he'll be putting that anywhere up Joelinton. So will this news now have an effect on Mike Ashley selling Newcastle if top 6 leave and Premier League lose money? Well, we think so. It possibly will. It just depends. We don't know. We just don't know. Michael says Joelinton was chatting shit to John. John said, if I wanted to come back, I'd ask you to scrape it off your ass cheeks. Holy cow. Judy says, is it true Joelinton can gnaw the pubes off a man's gooch like a starving mountain goat?
Now, Judy, you're wrong.
Judy, I'm going to burst.
She's a running.
Jesus Christ.
Is that
Peter's
Chippers
gone.
in disguise?
Yeah, it could be.
To be fair,
it's the female
single. Judy, you're single. I think you two need to get together.
Yeah, my God. Michael says Joelinton is going to treat John to a private showing of one man jar if he gets 5 goals by the end of the season. Ed Cole says, forget Kansas State of these comments. It should be in Caniston. Tom says, John, you closed your curtains. Is Joelinton giving you a fantastic rub down tonight? David says the white stuff on John's face is Joelinton juice. Chipper says John is going to rub Joelinton with baby oil and suck his toes. What's happened, everybody? It's just gone mental. You know, I thought the comments were a bit decent tonight, and then they've gone crazy.
Leeds should have scored again.
Yeah, we've got John Motson with us tonight, guys.
Yeah, Liverpool are on the break now, 3-2.
Thanks, John.
You're welcome.
Kevin says Leicester ain't as big as us, history, etc. Okay, Leicester good as far away over the hills at the moment, but not as big as us. We're both just average sized. I'm not sure about that.
I kind of disagree with that. Their training ground facilities, their stadium's fantastic.
They're miles ahead of us when it comes to that kind of thing.
We're in an FA Cup final.
Yeah,
it's everything we dream of.
Yeah, Jose Mourinho to be next manager for Newcastle. He had to be asked for Tottenham. We'll see. Trainson, well done, Bazza. Better celebrations last time, though. Chipper says, Cumgate, the new toothpaste by John with input from Joelinton. Oh, dear.
Judy,
Tom
meet
says,
Chippers. Chippers, meet Judy.
Tom says, Paul, you have to get Joelinton on the show on a Monday night. Imagine John's face. Well, it would probably look like he'd probably look like a hamster with Joe's hot dog. Manny says, I'm at the Vermont apartments, boys. I miss for your eyes only so much. I love you. So he goes to your eyes only in Newcastle. All right.
All right.
No.
Yeah, John was a male stripper there, I think. Callum says, what are we going to do about the Super League? Well, all we can do is, we can get together as fans. I think there's a lot of football channels already recommending getting together and trying to do something. So, I mean, I've already, said I'll be up for that as well. I mean, I'm sure you guys would as well.
I think the government are stepping in as well to try and stop it as well.
Yeah.
Or the trust not doing something.
Not that I've heard. I haven't heard anything about the trust doing anything. I know they emailed. I got an email off them today. I haven't probably read it yet. I don't think they can. There's nothing much they can do because it doesn't directly affect Newcastle, does it? So, well, it does in a way, but you know what I mean. It's not like Newcastle are one of the sides that are going.
But they've got the fan base sort of in one place where they can email them all and say, let's get a petition going, let's sign something and get it to the MPs or something like that. I just thought because they've got the power now, they've got the, everyone under one email. They could send something out a lot quicker than what we can do.
Yeah, without a doubt. Ken says, John dipped his dick into some Dulux white emotion and then said to Joelinton, get down on that, you Brazilian bitch, and be like me and get your Colgate smile.
That's terrible.
See, that's what it's going to be known as now. Whenever John or Joelinton smile, it's going to be known as the Colgate smile, isn't it? Really, because we know why your teeth are so white. Tom Tanguy says Almiron's girlfriend is a contender for world's sexiest woman.
Yeah.
Thomas says, of course, it's Joelinton. So obviously we're back to talking about the women, and with John, it's the rib jumper. Kevin says Michelle Keegan. What? Michelle Keegan? What? Megan Fox? Paul, fucking good answer. Mine's me missus as well, or anyone on Pornhub. Brilliant. Luke says, fucking hell, I joined at the wrong time, hearing about someone's sister giving them a win. Yes, David, we will never. I can't forgive David for that. That was just rotten.
No.
Hello, lads. I hope everyone is doing well. The game has gone, says Ross. Damn right it has. So's this show, to be honest. Train's son said Steve Bruce went swimming and needed a piss, so he went. The lifeguard blew his whistle so loud Bruce fell in. Dale says, oi, this Super League bullshit is making me angry. I don't know anyone who approves of this shite. I've never heard one fan say that what the plan, they're happy with it. Not one. John's head is shinier than a new cricket ball at the start of an innings. Oh dear. Kobe says, John, make sure you add the score to your watch along so I don't spend ages trying to find out your goal reactions.
Do you know what it is? Right? I mean, I'll try to do that, but I've got how did I just have to copy and paste along to me?
It's OBS. You really need when you're doing live streams for doing that sort of thing. OBS.
Just have it scrolling along the bottom.
You can change your ticker along the bottom as well, John.
I think I will.
Instead of just saying, buy Colgate, you could just actually put the score on the bottom.
He's got enough characters to get it all in.
Yeah. Geordie says, evening all. Hope everyone is well. If the top six want to join the Super League, then let them, because at the end of the day, there's big clubs still in the Premier League with great history without those clubs.
Good call.
So, I mean, some people are saying, that it'll be better without them. Some people, I mean, I'm sort of with Barry on it. I think if we lose those 6 teams, we take a lot of English football away, and it won't be the same. It just won't. Happy Feet says John Curtains were originally white. He's had to use them on Joelinton as a towel. Good God. John's lube is Joelinton's tears. That's terrible. That's terrible, Michael. How does Lewis get back in the squad? I have no idea. I think Lewis's season's up for now. I think he's going to continue with what he's got.
I agree as well.
Kobe says, does anyone know Mike Litteris? Very funny.
I'll tell you one thing about Lewis. Richie needs to get a hold of him and show him what he's doing, because Richie, he's not the greatest left back in the world, is he? He's not the greatest wing back in the world. Yeah. But it's that determination in every game, the desire to win the ball, to defend well, then to get the crosses in. It just needs to sit with Richie for the summer, whatever it is, and just talk to him and help him through the games and stuff like that. He become a much better player.
Yeah, he needs nurtured, doesn't he? That's the thing with Lewis.
And Bruce needs
to have a good coach. Oh God, I've just seen a comment coming up.
Oh God.
David says Taylor Swift is the world's sexiest woman.
I tell you also,
she's not as pretty as my fiance.
Ellie Goulding. She's a great singer.
Nah. Oh, great singer. We're talking about the sexiest woman in the world, not the greatest singer, man.
I know. she's not them.
Yeah, John's thinking just what he'd be doing in an hour's time, man. I wouldn't worry about it. Connor says the lube will probably be Joelinton's favourite. Oh, this one here. Oh God. Under a UV light, those curtains aren't brown.
Are you?
Did you ever watch 2.5 Men?
Yes.
Yeah.
The CSI episode.
Yes.
And we go into his room.
Yeah.
How'd you get it on the ceiling?
Oh dear me. Honestly, it doesn't matter where you sit, John. It doesn't matter where you film. They'll always find something. Even though you're in a Premier Inn tonight, I know, but you know. Mark says keep the Champions League, promote extra championship sides, get rid of the so-called Big Six. Good riddance. I mean, there is ways around it without a shadow of a doubt. You know, so that we'll just have to see what happens. Kevin says that never met Richie for fuck's sake. He looks like the bloke who used to come round our way in his black van selling dirty movies in the 90s. Really? All right.
Looks a bit like my window cleaner as well.
In here. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Ross says he can't stop laughing. Good. This show is just off the chain, Stephen. It is. It is. It just goes crazy. Honestly, dear me. Thomas says John's head is super shiny. It's like a mirror.
It is. You can see the screen.
You can almost see us in your head, John. Richard, good evening, buddy, and thanks again for the intro. I'm so chuffed with it, and you've done a fantastic job. And considering you've done it out the goodness of your heart, mate, it's absolutely brilliant. And you know, once this lockdown's over, I owe you a pint, mate, because I know you live up here. So
go 1-1.
Okay, thanks, John Motson. Again,
Liverpool to win after everything that's been going
on. So thanks, Rich, and I will a pint on me, mate. What a great show again, guys. After a totally shit 24 hours, this has really cheered me up. Thanks, guys, and those in the chat. You're very welcome. Train son, the reason John shaves his head is because Joelinton's favourite moment is when John performs "You Sexy Thing" to him.
I was treating her like that.
Hot chocolate.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, there it is.
I believe in miracles.
You sexy thing. Do you believe in miracles, John?
Oh, Joelinton does.
Joe do like it. You know what it is?
Joelinton does. He gets 80 grand a week.
Number one song, Matt.
I bet it is. I bet that's your striptease song, isn't it? You've got Joelinton.
That's what you were doing.
Yeah.
That time, back up in the northeast on that bed with that toy, you were singing "Sexy Thing."
Yeah. Yeah, you can imagine that is just the background to do it, isn't it, John? Eh? I believe in miracles. Where you from? You sexy thing, you.
I've lost it now.
Christ almighty. I've lost the comments. Right. Tom says, John, do you put Durex Playfield lube as a light, smooth pleasure gel on your hair to shave it? Oh, God. John's been having a Felcher's milkshake.
Oh, that's horrible. That is disgusting. That's wrong.
I can't do this anymore. I can't. Somebody's going to have to say, oh, God. David
John,
Jones,
do you know what that is, by the way? Because you didn't laugh much there.
Yeah,
I think you need to Google that one, mate.
Yeah, you do, John. You really need to Google that.
That one. There's your song, guys. There's your song.
Yeah, you can just see it, right? I'm going to put a picture in everybody's mind now. Comes, it's Saturday night, guys. It's Saturday night, guys. Right? It's Saturday night. Joelinton comes home. He scored a goal. We've won the match. John sits him down. He's already got the curries in. The head upstairs. The head upstairs. What's he doing?
He's got a great technically when he scores.
And then all of a sudden, Joelinton is lying, stretched out naked on the bed. John suddenly whips out the handcuffs. He's got him handcuffed to the headboard. And then at the bottom of the bed, John puts hot chocolate on. The hips start swinging and the clothes start going missing. And then it's how's your father?
Oh, man.
I think he actually puts the black jumper on. David Crone says John's jumper going to look like Monica Lewinsky's dress after Joelinton's Bukkake Festival. I can't do this. Jules is very sporty of you, John. Great guy. Yeah, that's what Joelinton says as well. Anyway, you've got to remember that John actually started all this himself. It wasn't any of us.
It never happened. 16.
Chipper says John and Joelinton are doing Brokeback Mountain ASMR special at 10 p.m. on channel 900. Deal said there will be no Super League. Rich arsehole bastards. Well, they are. Yeah. That's all they are. Thomas says call Peter an ambulance.
I need to. I'm bloody aching, and I'm nearly sweating like a bloody pig.
My neck's hurting from all the laughing.
Guys, seriously, I feel like I'm on a sunbed, man. I've got these lights shining on my green screen, and it's 1,000 degrees in here, and I've got the windows wide open. It's because I'm laughing so much, and honestly, I will lose 3 stone in weight in the summer. Because if I'm doing these shows with these lights on and people making me laugh like this, I swear to God, I'll be dead. Honestly. Archie says Florentino Perez can stick a trumpet on his Spanish manhood and Steve Bruce can give him a blow. Joelinton couldn't put the ball in the goal in training. John showed him how to do it with 2. Lads, history. Leicester aren't as big as us soz, lads. Nice one, Kevin. Tom says Newcastle are playing now much better without Lascelles and Kraft in the squad. Yeah, I'm happy with the back three. There's 3 centre backs at the minute. Thomas says Cumgate has been rubbed hard to John and Joelinton's arse by Bruce, but they gave Bruce a tube of it right back up his back and down to his toes and his arse. Joelinton's probably wanked into the hotel shower gel before John checked in.
Oh, Jesus.
So wrong. Oh, Peter's gone again.
See, I would have said more like he's probably wanked into the toothpaste tube to replace what was inside.
Barry, seriously, what is making you even think of that, man?
Well, it's all this, isn't it?
Bede says John and Joelinton doing a bush tucker trial, only John tipped and fell into Joelinton's rose bush.
You can imagine it, couldn't you? John on I'm a Celebrity getting out of here, and now we're going to eat a penis. Yeah. Well, I do that every night anyway.
That's not your clear there. I'll tell you what, don't go to Love Island though, because I have to work out. That's 52 coming up. I don't think I'm going to go to Love Island. I could do, won't you?
You lost me there, mate.
No, what is it all about?
Love Island. Don't. I'm going to do it here, but don't go to Love Island. Don't go do it.
Love Island.
I don't watch it, man.
I think you have to end the show, Paul. I don't think we can go on.
I can't breathe. Seriously, stop. Luke said if John ever met Joelinton, he would try to do the lift from Dirty Dancing, and then John will have the time of his life. John's already proved he does a few things in that bedroom.
I've got joy.
Tom says, Paul, you should all get dressed up as women for a Monday evening show. That would be brilliant. Really?
There's plenty of women already doing a Monday show, so no thanks.
Exactly. Honestly.
Oh man.
Callum says, "Who's your favourite porn star?" I haven't got one. I don't watch it.
Neither do I.
Paul's missus.
Barry Thomas, that is a hideous thing to say.
Well,
you take that comment back immediately.
I take that one back.
My God. I'm shocked. Anyway, if John, we've seen that one. Taylor said, I'm debating whether or not to jump through my window or not about some guy having his sister wank him off. Oh, dear.
I don't blame him.
This show's just gutter trash now. It really is. It's just gone.
So if anyone needs to talk through everything they've gone through tonight, I'll be doing a mental health show tomorrow.
Oh, dear. Who do we think is leaving player-wise in the summer? Does anybody want to give a sensible answer?
ASM.
Yeah, I think ASM as well.
Done. I hate to say it, I'm going to have to agree. I think if he'll get picked up, I think Arsenal pick him up, I think.
Yeah.
Just for you guys as well, Miggy.
I think it could be Miggy.
I noticed you called him Miggy on Saturday on your show as well, Barry. I was well impressed.
I was dead against it, but there you go.
Yeah, I know. Luke said, I think I need therapy after tonight. It's good therapy, though. It's good therapy.
It's very good
Kevin
therapy.
says, and Peter looks like the guy next door, but one who used to buy them. The dodgy clothes class. Right, we've got about 10 minutes left, guys. We'll come on to the match in a minute at Anfield and get your
Finished
predictions.
1-1, by the way.
Yeah. Coolio. Tangy says, when I see John in the Premier Inn, I'm thinking, is the Lighthouse family making a comeback?
Oh, man. I love it, man.
Are you feeling lifted, John? Are you feeling lifted?
We could be lifted.
Oh, God. Callum says, man's creasing at this show, laughing my arse off. Good. Connor said, I can't stop laughing either. Joelinton must feel famous in this chat. If you ever watched the show, he probably, I don't know what he'd think, to be honest. Kevin says, I Lighthouse family and John singing to Joelinton, you could be lifted.
To be fair, this is how many good tunes have we talked about tonight that we've all forgot about? I'm listening to all these tunes tomorrow.
It's a show of many things, Barry, and we always somehow we get onto classic music as well. That's what it's all about. Jason says there's a plastic sex doll statue of Joelinton outside just St James's Park if he scores once more. Mark says, good evening, great show, and I can't stop laughing. Love this show. GG, Paul, and guests. Who's GG? Is that a horse? Imagine Joelinton scores a goal and John runs to John. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Honestly. Train Son say, I love Joey's testicles. Where you from, you sexy thing, you sexy thing. I love Joey's testicles. David also says Megan Trainor.
Well, probably he's going on about one of the sexiest women.
Yeah, she's all right. Michael says Joelinton uses John's wang socks as shin pads since they're that hard and crusty. Why do we do this show? Why?
There's no argument as well. Cheryl Cole.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yep. Yeah. David says, creased all night. What a fucking show, Paul. Thanks very much. Well done, you on making. Oh, what's that?
Oh, yes.
It's on Twitter. It's a free screen of YouTube, and it's just absolutely creased.
Oh my God.
And Susan Boyle. You've all been tagged in it.
God. Train Son, Mrs. Bruce said to Steve, we've got to stop these bukkake parties. They're fucking ruining the carpets. Right, we've got about 5 minutes left, lads. Thanks, Tom. Right, John, prediction for Anfield, mate.
I think we'll probably score, but it's going to be 3-1 to Liverpool.
Okay, fair enough. Peter?
Oh, man.
I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw.
Ooh,
Barry?
that's optimistic. I like it, though. If ASM's fit, 1-1. If ASM's not fit, 3-0 to Liverpool.
Right. I'm going with Peter. I'm going 2-2. I'm going 2-2. Bit more.
I don't think Liverpool have been brilliant this season, and they've lost against some of the bottom teams as well.
And I think the way
it all relies on ASM, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I think the way Jurgen Klopp is at the minute, he's just had enough, hasn't he? He's just like, he's not happy at all. Michael says John is going into the bathroom and see Joelinton in the bath and give him a bath bomb by shitting in the bath. Then give him a golden shower to clean up. Why do I read these out? Why do I read these out? Why?
Just wrong.
Michael says, yeah, Barry, that's the new Brazilian-themed Colgate that John is trialing.
Yes.
Archer says Steve Bruce could be the human daffodil while Joelinton is the human watering can and watering his face with Joelinton juice.
That's brilliant.
Archie's had a good think about that one, hasn't he?
At least
Judy,
he's got something now.
Judy.
Joelinton has said he's willing to join the Super League if he can change his shirt sponsor to chickswithdicks.com. Brucey is trying to win him back by offering slutswithnuts.com. Oh my God. John and Joelinton would win Love Island. Obviously, John wants to go on Love Island now. Joelinton and John are both in NUFC. Newcastle's understandably free.
Oh, God.
So good.
Yeah.
Man.
Steve Bruce is too busy smashing the back doors of Susan Boyle while she is wet. John's curtains are moving. It must be Joelinton. Luke says, apologies about the multiple of message Paul. Typed them and thought they didn't. It's all right. Don't worry about that.
Is John doing the end of show with Joelinton when he bursts out of the curtains?
Oh, God, no. God, no. Chipper says, I thought John was a dead ringer for Seal.
Wow.
Hey, John, you could actually make some money from all these lookalikes. You could make
Definitely.
appearances. It's apparently a well-paid job.
I could.
Just put a fake
moment, but
put a fake scar on your head, mate, and you'd be Seal.
Exactly.
Kiss from a rose.
Oh, what a tune!
Yeah. Trainson, PD and Matt Ritchie together looks like a photo from the forthcoming Craze movie. It gets worse. I don't know what's happening anymore. Keith says, love this show, never laughed so much. I'm pleased because I can't do this show anymore. I've lost the plot. Thomas says, I'm on the ground. I'm on the ground. I'm crying as well. I need to go on Barry's mental health show. Oh, God, I've done that.
Oh, man.
Apparently, great finish 2-1 Liverpool. It's finished 1-1.
It's 1-1.
No, it's 1-1.
Yeah. Thomas says 1-0 Newcastle. That's his prediction. Chipper says John and Joelinton going on the gay version of Love Island, Bumming Island. Last few comments now before we end the show. Judy says, rumour has it Joelinton tried to shave Bruce's ass in a Manscaped advert. After 3 hours, Joe whipped out a fly mode but still managed to fill the grass patch.
Oh, man.
Kevin says, you lads now comments, fucking magic. What's wrong with kicking Susan Boyle's back doors in? Everything. Archie says, Steve Bruce has got flowered pleasure gel for Susan Boyle if we beat Liverpool. Happy Feet says, the water bottle is actually full of Joelinton juice so John can taste it when he's playing. Chipper says he thinks he's been tamed tonight. We'll look for 20 million, guys. Yes, 100%.
Yes, take him. Yeah.
Judy says, I subscribe to John. He deserves it after this. Exactly.
He does.
He deserves it every week. The man is a gentleman and a legend, basically. Yeah. We all love John. Don't worry about that. David says that means we need to stop. I can't stop believing. I can't breathe. Never stop believing, David. Okay, never stop believing. Great finish to show 2-0 on Liverpool, says Kevin. No, it's not. Warren says, great show tonight.
That's his prediction?
Oh, yes,
Okay.
2-1 Liverpool, of course. Stupid us. Great show tonight, lads. Can't stop laughing. Love it. Can't wait to see what happens next week. Have a great week. We don't know what'll happen next week, mate. Oh, God, I might be taken off the air. Great stream, lads. I'm off to bed. Good night. Stay well. How are the lads? Chippers, you've been tamed tonight. And Archie says, Steve Bruce will be doing a lap around St. James's Park dressed up as a magpie while his Winky is out having a dance. And Chipper says, John and Joelinton did a 69, but Joelinton shot in John's gob and he said, Nutella.
Oh, man.
He's wrong. Well, guys, unfortunately, we've come to the end of another crazy show here on the Four Horsemen. We really, really hope you've enjoyed it. My sides are killing. My stomach is killing from laughing. It's been an absolute blast.
My face is hurting.
we've talked about the Super League. We all don't want the Super League. That's an absolute fact. But what will happen with it, we don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see. I believe it'll end up in court. John, are we doing a watch along on Saturday again? I believe we are, Saturday lunchtime.
It's a 12:30 kickoff, isn't it?
12:30 kickoff Saturday again, so it's an early start. I'll be doing my normal match reaction straight after, but tomorrow night I'll be back on here with Fan Forum Live with me and Jade, so do tune in for that. And obviously, if you want to come on and have a rant or a rant about, it'll probably be the European Super League that will be taking over everyone's conversation tomorrow. But as usual, the link will be in the description to come on the show. So hopefully as many of you come on the show as possible, and as many of us in the comments as possible as well. We had over 150 watching tonight at one stage, which is absolutely fantastic. This show is becoming more and more popular, and I have a feeling that retweets and stuff like that of certain people spitting water out and spitting the drinks out and losing the plot completely. We'll probably get us more viewers in the coming weeks as well. So it's been an absolute blast. Guys, thank you very, very much for joining me again tonight. Thanks, John. Thanks, Baz. And thanks, Peter. And, well, all it is to say is enjoy your dreams about John and Joelinton tonight in some kind of seedy hotel room somewhere. It's been a blast. Take care, guys. We'll see you next Monday. All the best. This is the Toon Review.